Hey, what is going on, you guys? Today we're not going to be doing a gaming video, no reaction video. We're going to be basically talking about my storyline or my series that I'm currently working on. So yeah, so yeah, I guess that's about it. If you guys want to know about this series, please stick around. If you guys don't, then just leave this video in the background. I really need the views. I really need to know that people are recognizing me as like a person and for my content. So yeah, that's about it. Let's get on with the video. So Moshimoto Curse. Now this series has been developing over, I think, fuck it, like ever since I was like 12 or 11, and basically I wanted to make type of like a the type of series that you watch, like the type of series that you see, and you're like, oh yeah, I remember that. Or I just kind of wanted it to be something that you could remember. Like I didn't want it to be like such a forgettable like I don't know how to brand this, like an anime or something, but most people say it's an anime, so might as well. So yeah, so I'm sorry for just showing you my home screen, which is just like thing. So I'll just show you some visuals real quick. So yeah, so what I'm gonna be doing right now is just gonna show you the let's see. So yeah, I'm just gonna be showing you a showcase of all the characters and telling their backstory kind of. Um, And yeah, if you guys like the series or if you guys like want to see more Moshimoto content, then please tell me so I could like, upload animations cuz I'm really trying to like work hard on animations, but I don't really find the time to do it cuz I either have this thing going on or I have to make a Devil May Cry video going on. So well, I don't know what the fuck was that, but okay. So let's start with one. Kaido. Now, Kaido is a person that I describe to be very cheerful and outgoing. He's the type of person to find the good in anything bad, really. So, yeah. So talking about working on something. Hold on. Let me show you guys. Um, yeah. So if you guys want to see like this going on, I can't really like because like I said, I don't have that much time, but I can't really focus on one thing. I have to have so many other things going on. So yeah, so this is Moshimoto Curse. I made this myself. I'm not really good at drawing, so don't make fun of me. I literally don't know how to draw, but yeah, I'll put this link in below this description of this thing. And yeah, so basically I want to introduce to you guys the backstory of Kaido. So first of all, this is Bruce Moshimoto. He's a famous MMA, not a boxer, but an MMA, just basically someone that does MMA a lot, and he likes fighting. And yeah, that's about it. I'm just trying to summarize these people, so I don't want to make a long video as it is. So yeah, this is basically Mori's father, which is Kaido's grandpa. So basically, he's fighting this dude. His name is the Grim Reaper. That's his like serial killer name because he likes to go around kill people out of just hatred, out of pure hatred. So basically, yeah, he actually wanted to get revenge on Bruce because basically one time so he's a son of like a famous martial artist too, but like his dad actually died to him because he did a blow. He didn't even realize it. This thing that he has in his eyes right now is killer instinct. Now, killer instinct, what you need to do to achieve that type of level is basically so like I'm gonna explain killer instinct right now. Killer instinct in this storyline or this universe is basically a state of mind where basically you can't have any remorse or all rationality just goes out of the window and you just want to fight someone. And basically so yeah, it's basically like returning back to your primal instincts and just go on like full primal mode and shit. I should have named it primal instinct, but I don't know, killer instinct sounded more better. So I was like, might as well. So anyways, so yeah, so he used killer instinct on his dad, and basically his dad died, and he got so pissed off at it because he's like, I hate you, Bruce. One day I'm gonna get back to you. But yeah, one time I think they were talking in the locker rooms, and he started confronting him. He's like, why'd you kill my dad? And you know that shit doesn't wear off until he like sometimes he doesn't even notice that he turns on killer instinct. It just happens out of nowhere. So anyways, so he was in the locker room and he was like, "Yo, why'd you kill my dad?" And then Bruce is like, just stays quiet. And then he says, "Why'd you kill my dad?" Just kind of like that, right? And then Bruce is like, "Get the fuck out, you child." And then that actually makes him sad. And then one time, since his like father's a famous martial artist and he has like so much shit going on, they thought that he would pass it on to him, but in reality, no. He actually got poor. He started living out on the streets, and basically one day he actually snapped and started becoming this dude that would kill people a lot. So yeah, he would use pure anger on these people. He would like think of the most horrendous ways to kill a person, and that's how he did it. Yeah, the only murder I can only describe that he's ever done is basically he stalked someone until they went back to their home, and he broke into their home and he killed basically all their dogs, right? But like in the most horrific way. He teared off like their limbs, everything, and he basically did it so fast that the owner didn't even like suspect it. So once they came into the room, um I guess they were like shocked because they were like, "What the fuck just happened with my dog? Like, did my dog just break down?" You know what I mean? And then he just comes out of nowhere and just basically, just rips out a limb of like the owner and just basically does all this horrendous shit. And the only thing I need to tell you guys is that this man right here, he's not one to be fucked with, bro. He literally, he's so violent. He's not in the right state of mind. That's why he's like psychotic and he believes that everything is not real. He believes that he's in a play right now. That's why his dad died, and he basically wants to become the villain or the monster. And yeah, so basically, yeah. So right now he's trying to like kill him, and yeah, he's trying to kill him right now. And this is the part where he actually gets to put the curse on him. So I didn't mention this, but he got really into witchcraft because that was his last resort to excuse me. That was his last resort to bringing that back his dad. So basically, he's gonna put a curse on him, and basically the curse is basically Nitro and Rage. So what Nitro is? Hold on, I got my notes right here, cause I don't even remember myself. So Nitro Explanation. So Nitro is theoretically is a curse, but at the same time it is a blessing because these powers, when activated, it amplifies the human body. So it's basically like going Super Saiyan, but not really. um it does protect you because like when you fracture an arm or something, it basically takes, so like if you like completely like mess up your hand, like all the bones in there are just broken, it basically puts together the bones and then put them back in place basically. So yeah, without Nitro, I mean, they're dead basically. So yeah, this is for further parts, but anyways, so yeah, so basically, Nitro is like a superhuman or demonic, depends on what you believe in. It also has a drawbacks like any other power. So basically, this some people believe that this is useless, but since it is a curse, the more you use it, the more chance or likelihood that you have of dying from like an unnatural occurrence. So like I put in this example, like you're driving and then all of a sudden a shark comes out of the sky. That's how a natural occurrence is. Or like you're just taking out your dog on a walk and then all of a sudden like someone from the other side of the world is like shot a sniper bullet and then just completely ends you. That's what I mean. That's what I actually mean. And yeah. So some people may think it's really bad, but over time it did. I forgot to put this in the notes, but over time it did fluctuate and did like it's very rare to even die from these unnatural occurrences. So basically, Mori and Bruce had this like they basically had this unnatural occurrence thing, and they were gonna basically like die. They had a higher chance of dying from something unnatural. So yeah, that's basically all. Yeah. So basically, he's gonna put on the curse, and yeah, he's about to punch him and stuff. And yeah, the reason why it's blue, or the purple, is because like it's blue. It's a combination of blue and red, so it fits perfectly within the color palette. And yeah, so he just says, "What the hell?" Oh, by the way, everything's on Webtoon, so you guys could read it yourself. So I'm just going over this. So obviously, the first ever time, or the first, so like in my rules of like the series, the darker it is, like the power, the more powerful it is. So since it is, because like the original power is actually, what's it called, baby blue. The reason why is because it's kind of like weaker, because the more it goes on, the more weaker it gets, kind of. But like with training, you could still get back like the benefits that the first generation users got. So yeah, so he gets pretty pissed off. And by the way, I drew all of this. Yeah, that's messed up, but still, I told you I can't draw. So yeah, he came up with a catchy name. It's a curse and a blessing. I even came up with a catchy name. I call this power Nitro. So you guys, so if you guys are wondering how they get their powers or what they get their powers from, it's actually from the oxygen itself, the nitrogen inside the air. So basically, the more nitrogen a certain place has, the more powerful they get. And yeah, I just want to keep this really short because I don't want to make, like I said, I don't want to make the video longer than it is. All right, because I feel like I needed to elaborate on that because it sounded kind of confusing, the power system and stuff. So yeah, there you go. Bye. Now, he only so this benefits him and it doesn't benefit him. So first of all, the benefits for him is like you get to curse his whole family and they have to live with this like curse and whenever so it'll explain after on. So this is the what's it called, bloodline of the Moshimotos. So first it was Morin Moshimoto, which was the richest man in the world. He had a net worth around like $12 trillion and stuff, and he's like race Japanese and Chinese. Wei Chang is like this prostitute or hooker. Basically, she would go fuck around with like rich men and shit, and yeah, that's basically it. She would go like she would always go for like the billionaires, the trillionaires, like basically try to have a sugar daddy and stuff. And she would try to go around, but instead she found love with him because he wasn't like other like trillionaires and stuff. By the way, that's a I forgot what it was. That's a monocle, by the way. So yeah, because his eye kind of looks weird in this one. And then Bruce Moshimoto. Now, the Bruce Moshimoto is Japanese and Chinese. Now, Bruce Moshimoto is inspired from Bruce Lee, so he has like a thing with like acting and stuff. He's acted before, and yeah, that's basically it. And he also does MMA. But there's a few things that are true about Bruce and stuff, and there's a few things that are not true about Bruce. Yeah, that's basically it. So yeah, first of all, he came from a jade monastery, which is basically for monks. And well, Bruce didn't come from monks. He came from like Buddhism, which some monks believe in, I think. So yeah. So Natasha Petrov. So one time they were fighting, and honestly, Natasha Petrov, she only finds guys who can fight really good attractive. Like she actually wants to like do the dirty. You know what I mean? So yeah, she honestly likes men that can fight. So basically, she wanted to go for like the biggest, most baddest person that she could ever find. So one time they were fighting, and actually, this is really ironic, but when Bruce actually punched her, because he's not afraid to punch a woman, because I mean it's in a match and she knows what she's in for. So basically, he punched her, and she fell in love right away because she was like, damn, he's so strong. I mean, I want to get all over him. You know what I mean? So she's that type of girl, and she's like very strong. Like she believes that men do all the heavy work and women just stay inside and take care of the kids. I mean, it's a very sexist idea, but still, it's from Russia, Sometimes Russian mothers do that sometimes. I'm not saying all the time, but. And then Mori Moshimoto. Now, he's a Russian Japanese. He's kind of like a expert boxer slash wrestler. So he's mostly on the wrestler because I guess that's what he enjoyed doing in Russia. Russia has I'm not trying to say anything like that's like ignorant, but I think like there's a lot of Russian wrestlers, so he kind of enjoyed that. He kind of enjoyed wrestling, but he had to go into boxing because, I mean, wrestling was his first sport because he was into fighting in the streets. So he would basically pick an opponent on the streets that he thought was like very very strong, and he would be like, "Yo, I want to fight you," and then when they refused, he would be like, "No, I want to do it right now. I didn't ask. It was a fucking command. You need to do it right now." And obviously the person will be like, you know what? You don't control me. So they probably get like pissed off. They start fighting. But his grappling is like really good and shit. And he only had to go into boxing because like he one time fought a coach. He didn't even know it was a coach too. So he one time fought a coach. I don't know what to name him. I'm like, I don't know. I'm kind of like deciding if it could be like Kramer or something. I don't know. That sounds like a good name to name a wrestling coach. And something else. The boxing coach. I don't know who I should name it, but it should be like an American name because boxing. And basically, yeah. He had to do boxing mainly because his coach said like wrestling's not gonna work in like the streets. Wrestling is only gonna work if you get pummeled to the ground and you could just basically like the opponent can still slam you once you wrap your legs around him. Like wrap your legs around like your his arm, anything. So basically, yeah. So he's like, you got to work on your boxing skills in order to make it in this world. So he's like, all right, I'll try it. Not gonna lie, they got the best boxer there because he needed a challenge, and guess what? He fucking decimated him, mainly because of Nitro. Nitro also helped him just a little bit. Yeah. So Olivia Parker. So basically, they met. I don't know how they met, but I can't. So basically, this is kind of blurry. All of this is not. This is kind of blurry. I mean, I don't really work on like I only worked on Bruce Moshimoto because there's so much substance in his story. Like he's an actor. He likes playing. He likes doing MMA. He comes from rich parents, and he also comes from a monastery, a monk place. So yeah. So Olivia Parker, I don't know, but she is Caucasian and stuff. So Kaido Moshimoto. So this is the person that we're gonna be focusing on. So basically, what I was doing right there was just trying to like catch you guys up or catch you guys up with the story. So basically, Kaido Moshimoto, he's Japanese Russian. He's basically Caucasian, right? And he takes a lot from his father, mainly and mostly his mother, her eyes, her hair, basically. But he sometimes takes his arrogance too. Not that much. You won't see it in the series because he's a very nice guy and he's very forgiving. Something that a hero would do. He has attributes like a hero. So yeah. So this is the curse. So the curse is basically so this is the Grim Reaper. This is Ash and this is Akira. So when a Moshimoto is born, another one is also born out of dark energy. Now this is the example. So this is Bruce. Not Bruce. This is Mori looking over Kaido, and this is Kaido. Like, look, this is all dark energy, and basically all of the dark energy that's within him gets transferred onto this white evil baby. Now, yeah. So that's basically it. So these two, they're kind of like yin and yang. I designed it like that mainly because I wanted to make like a typical hero story with like a twist. Not really with a twist, but it's pretty much cool. Like I find it cool. So yeah. So this is basically where Kaido. So most of the parts will start out with my name is this and this is my story. So like, say if I want to do part two Yuri, then it'll be my name is Yuri and this is my story. So yeah, basically he lives in Chicago. He lives in the slums. The absolutely worst parts. Then again, guys, I don't know how to draw that well, so I try to draw like the most horrendous place ever. So I mean, yeah. So basically, so his height right now is 5'2", which isn't that big for a 13-year-old. Well, I mean, yeah, kind of, but I don't know. So his age is 13 years old. Weight 120. I made it so low because I wanted him to be like a little twig, basically, like someone that you can pick on. So yeah, yeah. So his brother is like a gang member for this place. I don't know. I just picked like a OTF. It sounded really good, and I also heard it. I don't know. My friends were talking about it or something. I don't really have that much of a background with OTF. Um, I don't know. I never really knew about that. Wait, what is OTF? Hold on. Let me check it with you guys. OTF. Only the family. Oh, it's a musical group, bro. It's a rap killer. Oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. Okay, I should have done my research, and I'll probably change it, but still. So he's for the gang. He's like with the gang, right? And his weight is 140, 5'5", which makes him a bit more taller and more stronger than his brother, which is a twig. So this is his mugshot. Chicago Police Department. Yep. Akira Moshimoto. So this is Kaido's residence. So I actually based this off my old house that I used to live in. So hold on. I based the whole house on this house is where I used to live. I'm gonna basically blur out anything that has to do with like the actual thing, the actual address and stuff, because I don't want the people that are living there to get harassed or anything. So I'm gonna keep it out of their minds and stuff. So this is where I would actually live. I remember actually my room was actually up here, and my sister's rooms were actually right here. Like these two are rooms, believe it or not. I thought it was an attic at first, but yeah. So this is where I based it on. I tried my best to remember what the inside looked like. Let's see the inside. I actually took this perspective and traced it. So yeah. See the difference? No, you don't, because I actually traced it. I don't know how to draw houses. So yeah. So basically, Kaido comes back from his daily walk because that's what he likes to do, and his brother's obviously pissed off because he hates him, and but Kaido actually loves him because he sees him as more of like a brother figure, obviously, and he actually loves him because he's like kind of privileged to have a brother. Because not if you think about it, if you have a brother and you think he's so annoying, well, just like enjoy those moments because not many people have brothers. You know what I mean? Like you don't have that type of bond with your brother, so you gotta like reassess yourself and kind of like say like why am I annoyed with him? So anyways, so yeah, so Akira says this that yeah. And yeah, basically that's what happened. Just please read the manga or whatever the fuck this is, and yeah, that's basically it. This all happens and shit. This is where actually he gets his upbringing and shit. So he gets shot in the back of the head, but it doesn't go through. Notice that. So I say the end, but or is it? You know what I mean? I don't know. It was pretty corny, but yeah, I'm not gonna spoil much for you. I'm just gonna like show you that much and stuff. So yeah. So yeah, that's basically Kaido's backstory. He basically comes from like a slums from Chicago and stuff, and I mean that's about it. He finds the good in everything. Yuri Moshimoto, so he was actually so all of these people are actually relatives. They might not look the same, but still they're all relatives. They're all bloodline members. So basically, so he came from him, right? Yuri Moshimoto. So I don't want to spoil too much, but basically, he's found on the streets. I mean, he's like with no mother, with no anything, and in his like little town, there are no orphanages. So basically, he's left out on the streets. He can't really fend for himself until one day, a man with like a mushroom for its head. Well, not really, but like his hair, or he wears a mushroom hat basically, but it's actually a part of his head. And he basically offers Kaido, or not Kaido, Yuri to come back with him to the mountains, because obviously the town life isn't for him. So obviously Yuri had nothing else to do, and even if he died, he wouldn't even mind because he's poor and he doesn't really care. So yeah, because he was like very depressed for like a 5-year old. So anyway, so he went to a mountain, right? And he found out that many other people are actually living in this mountain, but that's later on in the story. So basically he lives in the mountains and he found two other people in it, in his house, like the mushroom master. That's what I want to call him. So the mushroom master basically tells him like, oh yeah, this is gonna be your new house because I mean, like I said, the town life isn't for you, so you're gonna be living with these two children. Now one of them was actually found in the mountain, just like wrapped as a baby. No, wrapped as a baby, right? And basically his name was like he was a relative of Zeus, so basically he's like kind of like Hercules, and he also has like some of the powers of like the lightning. So I don't know what to name him. Excuse me. And basically this other one is named Josiah. Josiah is also living there because his mother and father was there. They were there for like touring and stuff. Like they were tourists, but he got lost on the way, and actually the mushroom master picked him up and just like I know that you're lost, and we'll try to find your family as soon as possible. So he basically took him back, and basically his family never found him. So yeah, that's pretty sad. So basically, Yuri, he's with like these two other people, and basically they form a connection like a brothers, and yeah, basically that's it. So yeah, so Yuri is basically a samurai, uh, and basically his sword is made out of tungsten, which is super heavy, but it's not heavy to him obviously because he's strong. And yeah, Yuri Moshimoto. Hold on, I actually have his hobbies and stuff. So Yuri, what his hobbies are, I didn't cover this for Kaido, but I'll cover it later. But Yuri loves to eat a lot, so he'll basically do. He's basically like a carefree man. Basically, he's like, oh, I don't really care. I mean, I'll do anything for food, but he never gains weight at all. So he's like, he loves to eat. He absolutely loves to eat and stuff. Sorry if I have voice cracks. I mean, that's what happens when I talk for a long period of time. But anyways, so yeah, so Yuri just likes to eat a lot, and he loves his loved ones very much, like just like Kaido. And basically, he's very collective. He's very collected and calm when it comes to like certain situations. But at times he does become like a goof head, kind of like a goofy man. He does love making jokes, but he also knows when to be serious and stuff. So yeah, Ryan Moshimoto. So you guys are gonna probably laugh at this, but Ryan Moshimoto is a bisexual alien. Now it's the most random thing I've ever came up with, but honestly, no, it's not, because it does make sense and it does fall into the storyline. So basically, Ryan Moshimoto is an alien because after now I don't want to spoil too much because you guys are gonna be like, oh, I already know what happens. Ooh, doo, doo, doo. Bro, okay. I'm gonna spoil some parts, but like please, like don't be like those type of stupid ass people who just spoil when this actually like kicks off. I don't want people spoiling that shit. So yeah, basically, yeah, so Ryan Moshimoto is an alien, right? And basically they come from the planet Adros. And yeah, that's basically it. They come from a planet Adros, and basically this girl that came from that planet to escape her what's it called, her crazy dad. She basically went to Earth and came for just protection and stuff because it's not as bad as like Adros. Now this girl, I don't remember her name. I've even forgot, bro. It's been so long since I've actually looked back because I'm also working on other parts. Like I'm also working on like expanding the story even more. I've already made like a storyline where they all become zombies, and one of the Moshimotos have to fight. They have to fight all of their family members in order to survive. So anyways, so yeah, so basically Kaido. So these two are actually Kaido's sons, but this one later on the story, like most of the story, he doesn't even know that it's his dad. Yeah, shocking, right? I'm spoiling some of the parts. Fuck me, bro. I had to, bro, in order for this to make sense. So I'm gonna spoil, all right? So basically, the difference between them is that Kaido, after touring the world to find new martial arts, and he can make one for himself. He was basically going around the world and went to Okinawa. That's where Yuri is. And basically, he hooked up with like a prostitute because he got drunk and he was trying to test out if nitro could make you drunk or could like prevent it. So basically, he tested that out. Turns out you can't. So he got drunk, got with a prostitute, and basically left. Right, that man dipped, but the prostitute, she obviously likes to. This girl obviously likes to trap tourists in order to like live there with them and like provide money to them, because like she thinks that every American is like rich and stuff, but no, that's not the case. So basically, they have this baby, which is Yuri, and then that's about it. But Kaido doesn't even like know that he had a baby. Like he's like, I have a son, and then they're like, yeah, you have a son. He's in Okinawa. I mean, at this point of the story, where Yuri exists, he has like this very good friend that has like really good pattern recognition. So basically, he invests in stocks, and he's like, oh, that's cool, that's cool, and he basically wants to support Kaido as in any way he can. So Kaido is basically like, yeah, let's make an enterprise, like Moshimoto Enterprise or something. And he's like, yeah, that's cool, and he's like, we'll use it to conduct research on the power or the curse and stuff. And yeah, so yeah, that's what happens. So that's why the Enterprise can basically track down anybody. So basically, they have reports of a man using weird powers. So yeah, that's basically it. So they find out that this man is actually their son because he's using those weird powers that they obviously describe as demonic or godly. I don't know. So, anyways, Yori is shocked by this news. So he's like, "Oh my gosh, you're my dad! No way!" Oh, so basically, he's his older brother. So basically, it makes them brothers, basically. But I don't know. They never really talk to each other because they're so disconnected. So, anyways, Ryan though, ah, Ryan, the person that I was just trying to talk to or trying to talk about, is basically a bisexual alien person. So basically, Brian's mom is from, I already told you, the planet Adros, and after they had the baby, Ryan's mom was like, you know what, I can't like live here. I don't know, something inside me is just telling me like I need to go back to my home planet. And then Kaido's like, home planet, and he's like, yeah, and she's like, yeah, you didn't know I was an alien. And then Kaido's like, what the fuck? You didn't tell me you were an alien. I thought that shit was like died. And she's like, no, I'm sorry. There's been a couple secrets that I've been keeping from you. And I'm like, bro, you could have just told me. I would have been more amazed. You know what I mean? That's what Kaido said. So basically, she goes and turns out she has the same capabilities as Nitro, but not with the healing benefits. She could fly. She has super strength. That's about it. That's about it. So yeah. So not Yuri. Ryan. So basically, Kaido wants a good school for Ryan because he doesn't want to end up in like the same place that he was. So he basically goes to Okinawa, the same place that Yuri went to, and basically he wants to raise him there. But obviously Yuri's kind of pissed off at this because he's like, What the fuck? You didn't do this for me. You left me." But he still doesn't understand that Kaido had to leave because he was drunk at the moment. He didn't even recognize him at first. So basically, Yuri's kind of pissed off, but he gets over it most of the time. Like, whenever he's pissed off, he gets over it because he's so calm and collected. So, anyways, Ryan just basically, he just basically goes to, he has a normal life, right? I mean, he's like, yeah, it's normal, right? But the thing is, the difference between, his mom was that when she was born, her hair was pink and her eyes were green. But later on, in the series, like once you activate your hidden alien power, your hair turns pink and green. Your hair turns pink and your eyes turn green permanently. Like you can't go back to your black hair unless if you die, obviously. So since he's a mix of human and alien, he obviously gets that weird thing. So basically, he lives a normal life until his bully, which is actually one of the villains. So let me see. I'll talk to you guys about the villains in the next one. So basically, he talks about like he basically finds love in this high school when this one girl that wasn't part of the norm, which is trans, bro. It's like she's trans and she's like, yeah, I want to become a guy. And everyone's like, what? And Ryan was like, no, that's not good, right? But turns out one of his friends from school actually knew her or knew him because it was actually his sister or his used to be sister, and now that she's trying to turn into a guy, Ryan's like, oh, okay, now I respect it because she doesn't he doesn't feel really good in his body, so might as well change it, try to be comfortable within himself. And basically like Ryan's like, yeah, I respect it, but with the more Ryan like got to know him, the more he fell in love with him basically. So he was like, oh my gosh, I'm not gay, like I don't know. And then basically they fall in love, his name, I don't know what to name him. I don't even know like I know the lore and stuff, but I don't really know like the what's it called, the names and stuff. So yeah, that's basically it. So basically Ryan just basically falls in love with him, and turns out they had to move because after graduating high school and stuff, Ryan had to go to the special school for heroes because he wanted to be a vigilante. So basically he had to move away from like that place Okinawa and basically go to this new high school for heroes, right? So basically that happens and becomes a vigilante, which is this, and he names himself the Wasp because you know how like Muhammad Ali's like rule like flow like water, I think, or no, flow like a butterfly and sting like a wasp. He basically took that same principle and made it his whole hero personality. So yeah, that's basically, he basically is a vigilante. He's very serious, as you guys can see. These two try to look very serious as possible, but in reality, they're just funny guys. I mean, they try to look serious, but you can see through them, obviously. Um, But yeah, this dude, he's not fucking around. He's doing his normal face. He has a riching bitch face. He has a resting bitch face, basically. So yeah, yeah, this is him holding his helmet and stuff, and he only goes into the night to protect anyone that's weak and can't fend for themselves, basically. So basically, a typical hero ship. So these are the twins. This is actually both. So basically, what I forgot to tell you guys is that the guy that he got in love with. So basically, that guy that the girl that turned into a guy. So that girl got administered into a lab because not a lab, but like she got administered into like an experiment where they were trying to change the actual chromosomes of the person to be a guy, right? So basically, the dude he basically signed up for this because he was tired of like not being looked as a guy because she wanted to be like a guy, so she basically signed up for this, and they obviously said, in case you die, all like we'll repay you and we'll give all the money to your family, right? So obviously there was some discourse, there was some discord with the family, and basically they were like, no, you can't do this. I mean, like you can possibly die. I mean, this is an experiment after all, right? That's what the dad said. And basically, yeah, she did it anyways because she didn't give a fuck. She wanted to be a man so much, so she basically went to this capsule thing. I'm sorry I can't provide any visuals, so you're gonna have to visual it in your head. So basically, she went into this capsule thing, and basically got fucking gosh, I can't talk. So she got changed into a man, and they actually exposed her to radiation, so like her cells could like change. Like it's a different type of radiation. So her cells changed into a man, and basically she turned into a man, but like most of the process wasn't like completed. So basically, she kind of looks like a really feminine man, but she doesn't have the part for it, if you know what I mean. Like she still has the part for a girl. So basically, she kind of looks like a very androgynous man, like more leaning to the girl side, kind of, but like not to the. And her voice is still kind of the same, but a little bit deeper. And yeah, I mean, she turned into a guy, so basically, yeah, she is a guy in the series and stuff like that. So after the experiment, she ran away, and no, actually, the whole lab exploded. And since she was exposed to that radiation, she got turned into like this. So like her DNA also got changed into a man, but like since the lab was like exploding from how much power it used, it was like electrocuting, like short circuited everything, and it started like burning the whole lab. Um, Basically the lab was like being burnt down and stuff, and since the radiation was reaching to her like cells and stuff, her cells were in a need of emergency, so they were like grabbing anything that they could. So they grabbed onto fire, and basically that's how she got fire, or that's how he got fire, as his innate ability. So basically after that, he survived the explosion, and he was like, whoa, what the hell had just happened? Like, I mean, I'm a man now. Like he was actually very, very like happy now because he's finally a man. But underneath all that rubble, he saw that there was like a mirror, and he saw his face, and he's like, bro, why am I not like a guy yet? I want to like mustache and stuff. And he obviously got really upset. And you know what also drove him to madness was that he checked inside of his pants, and obviously there wasn't that. So basically, yeah, that's what happened. And he was like kind of ridiculed by like the place that they were, Okinawa, I think. They were like watching him as like a monster, because he I mean, he looked very androgynous, but like he was like in some teared up clothing. And obviously people were like, well, who the hell are you? Like, I mean, get out of here. Like, you're a monster. Get out. Everyone told him that in the town that he was living in. And basically, yeah, so he basically was running away until he ran into Ryan over here. And Ryan's like, wait a minute, are you the same girl that I met in like high school, right? And he's like, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, do you remember me? And he's like, yeah, I remember you. What happened? And he's like, he basically tells everything that happened so far. So yeah, that's how they fell in love. over time, or actually over time, they fall in love because they found out, or actually Ryan finds out that that girl actually had a crush on him just a little bit, and Ryan actually confesses his feelings for him, and then all that type of stuff. So, anyways, yeah. So basically, they have babies because she still has the organ, or he still has the organ. So basically, they have babies, and yeah. So they gave birth to two beautiful babies. Now, I forgot their name, Nori and Yuki. Now, Nori, he's the first one with the nitro, mutation and stuff. So his mutation is time stopping, and yeah, there's obviously a drawback to that power. When he's out of the time stop, section, you know what I mean. Like when he's out of the time stop mode, he's obviously like very slow. Most of his punches are slow, but it only lasts like 30 seconds. So 30 seconds is a long time. But yeah, so Nori is basically like this cocky guy. He has a lot of confidence, and he pulls like so many bitches. Like he can honestly get anyone he wants. So yeah, basically. So he's a real womanizer with the ladies and stuff, and yeah, that's basically it. That's how I should describe Nori over here. I mean, there's nothing much to describe him as. Like he's really a cocky guy, and yeah. Okay, so Yuki. So Yuki's like this kind-hearted person. She's very like she cares about everyone and anyone and anything. She's really good with like dealing with situations, like certain situations and stuff. And yeah, that's basically it. Her genetic mutation or nitro mutation is basically creating like anything that she thinks of. So obviously like this, right? So she can, but the drawback is that she has to think of the parts as well, or else it won't work. Like say like she wants an airplane, she can't think of an airplane. She has to think of like the parts inside of it, like an engine, a propeller thing, like a windshield, or probably she has to think of every one of those. So she has to study every one of those. So like for her, a pistol's the easiest thing to make because it basically has like not that much parts to it. I mean, there's just the spring, the cocking mechanism, the bullets, but really, all she can do like most of the time she doesn't like to generate a whole pistol with like all the working parts. She only likes to generate like the pistol part and then shoot out the bullets like that. You don't need to cock it or anything. She just like makes the bullets and stuff and just shoots it. By the way, her fist, like she can convert like her power, like the power of like a gun. It's like her punches. So basically like when she punches, she could have the same exact momentum and power as like a shotgun, basically. Or when she punches, she could have the momentum or power or velocity of a 50 caliber bullet. That's how powerful her punches are. So yeah, it's kind of OP, but still, I mean, it's a nitro mutation. It only happens like every once in a while. Like the chances of a nitro mutation is probably 1 in 1 billion, but this is the 1 in 1 billion. So yeah, so basically these two are twins too. They're relatives, obviously. So the difference is that the reason why she doesn't have pink hair and blue and green eyes as her brother is mainly because most of the characteristics that she takes is after her mother. So yeah, most of the characteristics that he takes is after his dad. So basically, yeah. So yeah, that's how I should explain that and stuff. So yeah. Now we go on to Marcus. Now Marcus is this very so. Let me tell you a little bit of the backstory. So basically, Marcus, he's very how should I say this? When he was little, he was very cheerful and happy, and he would basically like do all these things. But the thing is, he took after his mother, kind of. So basically, so he had a brother, right? And it actually gets kind of depressing. So he had a brother, and being in the future, you could go out to space, and he would often do space races with like friends, right? So one time, a gang that he won from, a gang didn't like him, like taking their money, so they hired like the galactic cops. They're the ones that keep like the space in check. So basically, they try to monitor things as much as possible because like there's a lot of crimes that you can commit in space, like blowing up a star or something. So basically, they have to, they have a wide range of cops, of like galactic cops and stuff. So basically, this galactic cops took bribes from like gangs and stuff, and they took a bribe from like that gang that Mori, dusted them at. I know his name is also Mori because I mean his great grandpa wanted his their sons to be named after or one of their sons to be named after one of his dads. So anyways, his brother, he got into a little altercation with like the police force of the space, and basically they were like, surrender now, we're gonna put you in police, in like galactic police, like universal police cells or something, you know what I mean? So basically they were like, surrender now or else we'll put you in like we're gonna like kill you. And he didn't want to surrender because he didn't know why. So he was like, "What the fuck? What's like?" He asked them like, "What's my? Why are you guys like doing this?" And they're like, because you were found guilty of racing." And he's like, "No, wait, that's legal. Like I've seen so many cops look at people racing and they don't even do nothing about it." So basically, Mori knows what's up, and Mori's like, "Oh shit, they're trying to kill me. Like they're not trying to like put me in custody. They're actually trying to kill me because of that one gang." So he puts two and two together, starts getting the fuck out of there with his like little spaceship, and he starts like zooming through like stars and stuff. But I mean, since the police of the space is so big and so wide, most of the ships that they rode, they made a big scene like in front of Mori Moshimoto. So basically, the police force hunted them down and basically killed him. Like they exploded his spaceship and stuff. So yeah, it's kind of sad. And basically, Marcus, he was like, "Where did my brother go, or where did my cousin go?" Because obviously it's from his dad. Like Mori Moshimoto was from his dad, right? And then what's it called? Mori, like Yuri was like, "Oh shit, I think your brother or your cousin just died," and obviously she was very distraught from this. Or your cousin just died. She was obviously distraught from this news, so she was like, "I'm gonna hunt down these bitches." So basically, both of them get pissed, take down the galactic police, and basically they hunt down the gang members and stuff. And turns out there is the gang members were actually the galactic police. You know what I mean? So basically, they were taking bribes and stuff, and the police over there was like so like very corrupt and stuff. So yeah, that's basically what happened. So he kind of turned into this like emo boy. So this is him around like 17 years old. He's very short for his age, but still, um, he kind of like he didn't like what's it called? He did most of these drugs to like stop him from like thinking about Mori and stuff. He was very sad, and he dealt with like substance abuse, where basically he would like smoke a lot of weed, drink a lot of beer, drink a lot of alcohol, basically try to forget. So basically, Yuri is like, I don't know what to do with that boy. Talk to him, right? Like, like, can you please like teach him a lesson, please? And Ryan's like, okay, I got you. So one time, so Marcus likes to he likes to run away from like the house a lot. So basically, he ran away. He went to his like little shed or little place that he likes to go to whenever he's sad. So he went to his place, and obviously he's drunk. And Ryan's like, listen, whatever you're doing is not right for a 17-year-old. You need to get your life together and shit and go back to school. So basically, he's like, you know what? He's right about one thing. I can't be doing this shit. So, but I'm not going back to school. So he doesn't go back to school, but he does stop with the bullshit where he's like, doing substance abuse and stuff. So basically, he does that, right? And yeah, that's basically it. He starts trying to improve himself. Do good things because he likes that warm heart feeling of doing good stuff. So he basically sticks to it. And yeah, that's basically it. But he does like to keep to himself. He's very quiet and stuff. He doesn't like meeting people. Like he doesn't like people that much. Like you know what I mean? Like he doesn't like going out in public, but he does like saving people. And yeah, that's basically it. He's like very 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 like he's still depressed a little bit, but he doesn't let that get to him. He's still recovering from his like cousin's like death I mean, he was trying to mourn over it, but he was mourning it in the wrongest ways ever. So it's kind of sticking to him throughout his life. So he didn't really accept that his cousin died from like corrupt organizations. So yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, that's basically it. That's probably the whole storyline or the whole spiel on Moshimoto Curse. These are all the parts. So basically, what I wanted to say until I end the video. Basically, this whole Moshimoto Curse thing. It was basically so. First of all, the storyline was inspired by JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. The fighting mechanics were inspired by Baki, and basically, the power system was inspired by North of the Fifth Star because mainly the colors and how it works and stuff. I was like, damn, that looks cool. I'm gonna incorporate that throughout my series. So basically, I incorporated that. There's more parts that I created, but I don't feel like I want to talk about it because it's already a long video, and I don't want to. I want to see how this video performs. So if it only gets one view, I don't really care as long as someone's like watching it and stuff. But yeah, tell me if you guys sat through all of this and what do you guys think of this storyline? Do you guys think it's cool, or do you guys think it's like it's kind of mid? I mean, I want to know what you guys think basically. So yeah, thank you guys for watching and have a great day.